Paired. Paired. Whew. What's up, people? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's going on? How's everybody doing? I'm back once again. I want to share this video with y'all. You know, I feel as if though it's gonna encourage somebody. You know, I'm gonna tell y'all about my weekend from last week up until now. It has been a blessing, and it has also caused me frustration as well. And the reason I call this video, title this video, "Don't allow your frustrations to blind you from your answered prayers," is because my frustrations has blinded me from my answered prayers. So I believe early on this year, I prayed to God. I asked Him, I said, "Father, I want to do a lot of traveling this year. I plan on doing a lot of traveling. If it's your will, I want to travel." Right? So, last week, I was originally supposed to go to Chicago. And then my sister, she was going to Texas, because she was looking for a house down there because she planned on moving. So she ain't had nobody with her. And, I made last minute changes of my destination to where I was going prior to. So I changed my destination from Chicago to Houston. So I ended up taking a bus to Houston, I think last Thursday. I ended up taking the bus to Houston. It's my first trip. Taking the Greyhound bus to Houston. Met my sister down there. We stayed in Houston for about 3 days. Had a great time, ate a lot, laughed, joked, looked at some beautiful houses down there in Houston. Created memories, met my dad down there. I haven't seen in a while. It was real beautiful. Sunday night, around Sunday evening after we left church, we ended up leaving to get back on the road. I didn't want her to drive on the road by herself, so therefore I decided to drive back to Florida. That's my second trip. So I stayed down in Florida until we arrived in Florida around Sunday night. I hung out with my nieces, hung out with my brother-in-law, helped my sister pack some things, because of course, like I said, she's moving. So I stayed down there for a couple of days and, enjoyed myself with my nieces. We ate, laughed, tripped, just having good family bonding time. I end up I think it was Tuesday. It was Tuesday last night. I hopped on the bus to come back home. Now here's where the snowball effect began to take place. So I hop on the bus, on the Greyhound bus, to go home. I supposed to be at home like around an hour ago. So we arrived in Mobile, Alabama. Situation occurred where this lady was angry. She was upset, because her luggage was up underneath the Greyhound bus. So that pretty much threw the whole schedule off track because the Greyhound bus have to be at their destination at a specific time, so everything can continue rolling smoothly as it should. So when she began to cause this big scene, all this bus ain't going nowhere, it kind of pushed the time back. We were supposed to arrive in Montgomery, Alabama at a certain time, but we didn't. We end up arriving late. Okay, cool. I wasn't tripping. As long as we get there, I'm just trying to get home. That's my whole thing. So we arrived to Montgomery, Alabama, right? Come to find out, the bus that was supposed to pick us up from Montgomery, Alabama Greyhound bus station, it broke down. I'm overhearing the ticket administrator tell the other, I guess, bus driver that he was like, well, either way, they gonna be upset anyways. So I'm like, what's going on? So I'm paying attention to everything. So he was like, if you going northbound, if you going to these particular states, I need to sit over here. So I got up, I went under to be in tune on what he had to share with the people who was leaving northbound from the Montgomery, Alabama Greyhound bus station. So he began to tell us this. Don't quote me on that. I'm only gonna say what I can only remember. He was like, I have bad news. He said that the bus is supposed to come pick y'all up and take y'all to Birmingham or whatnot. It broke down. And he was like, it's going to be like a 1 or 2 hour wait. He said that if they don't find the bus driver now, if they don't find the bus driver, they got the bus. If they don't find the bus driver, it's a possibility that you guys gonna have to wait until 10 o'clock. And that's the worst thing that can happen. And I don't want y'all with the team. Everybody was frustrated. Everybody like, man, what's going on? I got to be here. I got to be there. And a little frustration began to uprise in me. So then, minutes later, a bus driver came and told the ticket administrator that was telling us that we had to wait for like an hour or two before another bus driver come pick us up from the Montgomery, Alabama Greyhound bus station. He said that they found a driver. So after he told us that, he was like, well, seems as if though y'all don't have to wait that long. Another bus driver is coming. I don't know what time it's coming, but he's coming. I said, all right, cool. Like a 1 or 2 hour wait. So it was like 3 hours because we arrived at like around 3 and we left around 6. So between the time of 3 and 6:30 or 6:45, I took me a nap. I done read my book. I'm listening to worship music. I read some scriptures and all this stuff. So I woke up from my nap, and I believe it was before I took a nap or after I took a nap. I was frustrated, man. I was so frustrated. I'm like, man, I'm ready to go now. At this point, I'm just over it. So as I began to take a deep breath, I said to myself, this is what I began to hear. I said, delay does not mean denial. Just because something delayed doesn't mean that you had been denied. A bus was God already made. And instantly when he told us that we probably have to wait till about 10 o'clock if they don't find another bus driver, the Lord has already sent somebody, to kind of cut down the time, to kind of cut down our wait time on how long we have to wait for another bus driver. So that was the delay part. Then the ticket administrator said that it was a snowball effect, because we came late. That mean we was gonna be behind regardless, So after he told us that, after I heard that delay is not denied, just because some delay doesn't mean it was denied, meaning that we wasn't denied. We wasn't denied to go to our final destination where the other passengers was going. So once the other bus driver came, he said, is anyone going to Memphis, Tennessee, going straight to Memphis? It was me and probably like 2 or 3 other guys. So he said that we had to get on the Atlanta bus, go to Atlanta, let them know what happened. I have already called and talked to them. Go to Atlanta, let them know what happened. And get your schedule, get you a new ticket at the Atlanta Greyhound bus station. I'm like, all right, cool. So therefore, by us getting on the Atlanta bus, we had to reroute and take a detour from our original route that we were supposed to go. I said, all right, cool. I am experiencing now. What I see now, what's happening is delay and what I say, a delay in the detour. And on top of that, it was raining real bad for the past 2 or 3 days storming. So in my mind, I process things differently. In my mind, I'm like, the Lord is really protecting us. He's delaying these buses to come pick us up, and He's detouring us around to our final destination. Because what if we end up getting on the bus that's supposed to take us to Birmingham? What if something happened to the bus? What if something happened to the passengers? We might get into a car wreck. The bus driver probably fell asleep. So I'm thinking all of these things, all these different scenarios in my head onto why we was experiencing a delay and a detour. So we began to, as we are on our inner route to the Atlanta bus station, which I am here right now. I got my bus ticket. Whew. Lord, I got my bus ticket right. I got it switched over. Come to find out, the next bus leaving from Atlanta Greyhound bus station is to 10 o'clock tonight, and I'm not gonna be at least to 7 o'clock in the morning. Man, frustration has uprised in me. I got so frustrated, you guys. I'm like, Jesus. I just started praying. I couldn't even pray right because I was so frustrated. So I called my sister. I called my mom. I called my grandma because I know she worried about me. So after I prayed, I began to think about this. I said, the Lord is so funny. He has really answered my prayers, but he answered my prayers so smoothly to the point where I missed it that quick. Because now that I realize I've been in 3 different states within 5 to 6 days, within a 5-day period. I've been in 3 different states. 3 different states. And I just started laughing. I wasn't even frustrated no more. Because I realized this is the way that the Lord has answered my prayers, Even though it's not the way that I expected, it's still His way of answering my prayers. So I want to share with you guys. I want to encourage you guys this. I want to encourage you guys, and I'm going to end it with this video. Just because something is delayed, it doesn't mean that it doesn't mean you're not going to meet your final destination. Just because you're going on a detour, it does not mean that you will not get there. During your time of delay, what are you doing? See, I failed, but I realized why I failed at. I realized that I was impatient because in some measure, I am impatient. So therefore, I believe this is the way that the Lord is working with me with my patience. And this is His way and I believe this is His way of Him, detouring me and allowing me to go to different states within a 5-day period. So just because something is delayed, just because you're going on a detour doesn't mean you won't get there. It might take time. It might take hours. In my case, anyways, it might take hours. It might take days. It might take years and months, but you will get there. During your time of delay, during that time of waiting and being patient, just pray and ask God, what is it that He wants you to do at that moment of you being delayed? What is it that He wants you to do in that time of you going on your detour? Because that's His way of protecting you. See, I know the Lord is my protector. He has always protected me. So He could have protected everybody on the bus from something tragic to happen, from happening to everybody on the bus. It might have seemed crazy. It was just like when Peter was walking on the water. Only time he drowned when he took his mind off of Jesus. Only time he drowned when he was paying attention to the storms around him. Don't drown in your frustration. Don't drown in your words. Don't drown in your complaining. Keep your mind and keep your faith and your eyes focused on Jesus and see what He's doing. It might not be what you expect it to be, but it's happening. So now I'm at the Atlanta Greyhound bus station. I hate it was raining because I will be walking around and exploring downtown Atlanta, but unfortunately it's raining horribly down here. So I love you guys. I just pray that this encourages you. But don't lose faith. Be steadfast. Because I most definitely failed. God believe it was a test for me personally. But now that I realize it, I thank God for it. I ask God to forgive me for being for allowing frustration to be my portion. I even ask Him to forgive me for complaining and mama. And everything that's not of Him. I ask Him to forgive me for that. So I love you guys, and stay the course.